Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is David, and in this video I'm gonna play chapter number 11 of The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game, playing it solo. And it is not my first recording of this chapter. I thought I've won, but during the edit I saw I made a mistake by leading the trick with a wrong character, and otherwise I would have lost. So I'm gonna try it again. Chapter 11. Not all that was spoken and debated in the council need now be told. Much was said of events in the world outside, especially in the south and in the wide lands east of the mountains. Chapter 11. The Council of Elrond. Characters. We need to play with Frodo, Aragorn and Boromir, and then we can add in Gloin or Bilbo Baggins. Victory short, finish all chosen characters as usual and give Aragorn the sword that was broken and give Boromir the horn of Gondor. Aragorn. Win exactly the number of tricks equal to the value of the chosen threat card. Choose any card from the threat deck and exchange with any character. That is funny because in the previous chapter it said we are not going to use the threat cards again. So in this case it says in the rules I have to choose either value 1-2 or value 3-4 or value 5-6. And that's exactly the amount of tricks I have to win with Aragorn. Boromir, Captain of Gondor, win the last trick. If Boromir wins the One Ring, you lose the chapter. Exchange with any character except Frodo. And we have to give Frodo the Horn of Gondor. But after setup, tell the other players which should you have the most in your hand. Doesn't matter for now, because we're playing solo, so this one is not needed. And here's the sword that was broken. That's been given to Aragorn. Replaces your threat card. Choose a range for your goal. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, 6. So let's deal out our hand of 4 cards, 4 hands of 4 cards, and then decide which characters to use and which hands to give them. So we need to add in either Bilbo, who needs to win 3 or more tricks, or add in Gloin, who needs to win the most mountain tricks. As always, I forget to deal out the lost card first, so I do it now, and it will be number 4 of the hills. So Frodo needs to win 4 or more rings cards, and he needs to play with this hand because it has the 1 rings card. Boromir needs to win the last trick, so if maybe we can give him... Oh. Rewind. Let's give him this hand, and then he can win the last trick, possibly by playing the number 8 of Shadows. We can play with Bilbo, who needs to win 3 or more tricks, but since we have the high number 8 mountain card, I think I'm going for Gloin, who needs to win the most mountain cards. And then Aragorn will get this hand. And we need now to decide how many tricks Aragorn's gonna win. I need to say 1 or 2, or 3 or 4, or 5 to 6. I would like to say no tricks at all, but that's no option, so I choose to win 1 or 2 tricks with Aragorn with this hand. And then we're ready to start, so Frodo will lead the trick. Let's get the trick to Gloin by playing the forest card. Boromir needs to follow. Boromir, Gloin needs to follow and will win the trick. Aragorn cannot follow and will play number 3. I'd like to keep this higher card in case we need to win 1 trick if possible, if needed. So Gloin wins the trick. No mountain card yet. He doesn't need to win all of them, just the most of all characters. And so with the next trick he can pick up 3 of them. Because by playing number 8, Boromir needs to add in number 3, Aragorn needs to add in number 4, and Frodo cannot follow, will play number 5. So Gloin wins the trick and has collected 3 of the mountains cards. I'll keep them aside for a moment to keep track. He needs just 2 more to be safe. Or we need 2 other characters to at least win 1 Mountains card. Then we're also good. Out of shadows now. Maybe we can give Aragon his first trick now, and then we're good with Aragon. And then maybe we can win another trick if needed, but let's try not to do so. And Frodo cannot follow, will play number 4. So Aragon wins the trick, and we need to win 1 or 2 tricks with Aragon. So this is 1. I like to try to keep it at 1, just in case we are forced to win another trick with him. Nice, the highest mountain card in play, because the number 8 is already out, goes to Gloin, so Gloin can win the most. I forgot to do the player setup, by the way. Oh, I always forget stuff, but okay. I do think we were quite good for what we needed. So let's play a Mountains card. Then Gloin will play number 7. Boromir cannot follow, needs to win 1 trick, or at least the last trick. And Frodo cannot follow, will play number 8, something like this, one of those 2. So Gloin wins the trick, and Gloin has now 5 of the 8 of the Mountains cards. So Gloin has his objective completed. Aragon has his objective completed. Boromir needs to win the last trick. Let's see if we can get some rings cards to Frodo now. Because Frodo needs to get 4 or more rings cards, and there are 4 in play now. I gave this first... I don't know why I gave the first card to Gloin. I wasn't really thinking. It was not a tactic, so sorry. Because I was talking about Gloin. Anyway, let's see if we can get some Mountains cards to Frodo by playing number 3. Aragorn will follow, Boromir will follow, and Frodo will win the trick. I was hoping Frodo could win the trick by playing number 5 of the Mountains, and then the others could not follow and play a Mountains card. So now we have a kind of a problem. Because I cannot open with the rings card yet, because no rings card has been played, so I can play number 5, then Gloin will win the trick. Or I can play the Mountains, and then Aragorn will win a second trick. But that might be okay. But also we need Boromir to win the last trick. And that might be a problem. I don't think we can make it. Because I'm not able to get... Because once I start winning with Frodo, I'm not able to get the trick back to Boromir somehow. Only by playing a rings card, but that means there are only 3 rings cards left to win for Frodo. I'm doomed. Because if I play number 5, Gloin plays 6, and Aragorn plays number 2. Boromir cannot follow, will play number 1. Then Gloin wins the trick. Or maybe... Nope. Frodo can now only win the trick by playing the 1 ring card. Gloin would be playing this one, and Aragorn plays this one. I must play a rings card. This one. Boromir will play this one, and Frodo takes the trick by playing the 1 ring card. Then he has 3 out of 4 rings cards, but he needs 1 more. He cannot play a mountain card because then Aragorn will win the trick. So he can play this one, but then even if he wins the trick, doesn't matter, because we cannot get the trick back to Boromir, and Boromir needs to win, and Boromir needs to win the last trick. So all characters have completed their quest except for Boromir, who does not win the last trick. I'm gonna give it one more try. It's of course because I forgot to do the exchange at the start of the game. So maybe we can add in Bilbo again. But I do think I need to focus more on Frodo, getting those rings cards to him early. So we can have more focus on having Boromir winning the last trick. Here we go again. And it's nice to start with a couple of rings cards spread among the characters at the start again. Of course, again, I forget to add the lost cards to the chapter. Maybe I should put a post-it somewhere to play the lost card. Anyway, game technically, I don't think it really matters if you do it first or after the dealing of the cards. So let's try again. Frodo still needs to win 4 or more rings cards and will be the leading player and has this hand. Boromir needs to win the last trick. Here's a high number, so that should be possible. Gloin needs to win the most mountain cards, but there are no mountain cards. Let's see if we can win 3 or more tricks with Bilbo. That also has the advantage, then if Bilbo wins a trick, he may choose another player to lead. So if Bilbo wins the one last trick, maybe he can give the trick to Boromir, who can play something that the other characters don't have. Although that does mean we need to win 3 or more tricks with Bilbo. And Aragorn will get this hand, and we need to win 1 or 2 tricks again, because I don't think this is gonna win much tricks. So let's keep it again at 1 or 2 tricks during the game. And now let's do the exchange if possible. Aragorn can give any card to any character. Boromir can exchange with any character except for Frodo. And Bilbo has none and Frodo has none. And since we need to win 3 tricks or more with Bilbo, I think it's a wise idea to give number 8 to Bilbo. So he can play all 3 of the forest cards, because then he has all 3 of the highest numbers forest cards. And then he can win 3 tricks very easily. And then he's going to give his number 4 in return. I think that's the way to go. So let's give Bilbo his first 3 tricks with the forest. Then get the rings to Frodo's ASAP. Then we need Aragorn to win a trick. And finally to win the last trick with Boromir. We are go. So Frodo plays a forest card, because then Bilbo plays number 6 and will win the trick. Boromir will play this one and Aragorn will play this one. Let's play this one. And so Bilbo wins his first trick. 2 to go. Basically, you want to try to have each trick won by something who has some use for it. So maybe you have some tricks left to play with at the end of the game. So if Bilbo simply plays this one, Frodo needs to follow. Those 2 can't follow, we'll play some low cards. Then Bilbo has won his second trick. And then Bilbo will play his third forest card and win another trick. By playing number 8. Aragorn needs to follow, Frodo needs to follow, only Boromir cannot follow. We'll play number 4. No, we'll play number 7, because then we can win one trick with Aragorn if lucky. So Bilbo won his third trick and is now officially done. And we can choose to start the trick with another player now. We can do so every time that Bilbo wins the trick. So all Shadows cards go to Boromir. And of course we still need to get the Rings cards to Frodo. But let's first get Aragorn his one trick by playing this one. Frodo and Bilbo need to follow, and Boromir cannot follow. We'll play this one. So Aragorn wins a trick. He needs to win 1 or 2. So basically he's done. He does not need to win another trick. So now let's get those Rings cards to Frodo before we are running out of time again. Whoa, Boromir really gets all the Shadows cards. And all Rings cards are also in play now. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, one more. Somewhere. Can we get a Rings card to Frodo yet? Not really, because all players can follow, but we can get there by playing number 1. 1. Bilbo needs to follow and Frodo needs to follow. Frodo wins the trick and now can open with his Hills cards and collect some Rings cards. Last cards dealt. Another Rings card, the final Rings card to Aragorn. I think we have options to get the trick to Boromir by keeping this one saved for last. Frodo will play number 8. No one can follow, so Aragorn will play a Rings card and Bilbo will play a Rings card and Boromir will play number 5. So Frodo wins the trick because no one can follow, and Frodo collects his first 2 Rings cards. And now we can open with a Rings card. I think we're there. Frodo will play number 1. Bilbo needs to follow. Aragorn needs to follow. Boromir needs to follow. Frodo did not play the highest number, but he played the 1 ring, so he can choose to win this trick. He does, and so he collects 5, all of the 5 of the Rings cards, and wins the trick. So also Frodo has his mission completed. I thought we were there. But if I'm playing this one, Aragorn will win the trick. Ooh, I think we're not there. Oh no! If I play the Mountains card first, Boromir will win the trick. Oh, but Aragorn can... Oh, no, we're good. We're good. Phew. I thought we were not good. Frodo plays number 5. Bilbo plays number 7. Boromir plays number 8. And Aragorn can get rid of this number 8 because he cannot follow the mountains. So we're good. Boromir wins the trick. Can lead the last trick of the last round. And he will win the trick. Phew. I thought Aragorn was going to take the trick and then we would have lost. But we're good. Aragorn has won just 1 trick. We could allow him to win 1 or 2 tricks. So, mission accomplished. So this wasn't a one-shot, but at least I'm officially able to continue till chapter 12. If you have any comments or questions about this chapter you just saw, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. My name is David, thank you for watching and hope to see you at chapter 12.